Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn Core once again. And so today I just want to talk about one of the tools or the AI models we've been using for our AI optimization. Today it's more of the educators. So if you're an educator or a student, I believe every one of us in this group should fall into one of these categories. You're an educator or you are learning. We are all in a learning process like we are doing here. And so for more specificity, those who are into writing articles, theses, papers, researches, and stuff like that. Yeah, this is going to help you a great deal. Notwithstanding, every area can make use of this for their research purposes and presentations as well. And even accounting, if you know how to click that. If you are into architect and design, you can, so it has a great deal to do with, putting up information and then, getting summaries and then articles, final write-ups, and methods of presentation. Okay. And so this AI model is called NotebookLM. NotebookLM. So it's just spelling notebook, and then you add LM at the end. So it's one of the recent ones actually from Google. All right. So this is one of Google's AI tool for writing research purposes and presentation. All right. So we're going to just go into it and then look at the features and explore what we can do with it. Now, my understanding of it is pretty limited because there is so much you can do. As a matter of fact, depending on your area of specialty, you can dig more on that. But I'll give us the basic features and then what you can start doing with it before your imagination takes you how far you can go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen right now and let's see what we can learn from NotebookLM. All right, so this is my desktop. And how you can get NotebookLM is maybe you go to your search bar and then you type NotebookLM. All right, I have it there already. And then it brings you to, okay, notebook. Right here. All right, so this is what the logo looks like. All right, this is what you can identify NotebookLM with. And so be careful of limitations. Quite a number of people would come up with things similar to this, but just to imitate and then navigate you from using the real tool. So you click on the tool, it brings you to this web page where it tells you a whole lot about the plan, about the tool. You can get the app here, it downloads it straight to your device. You can try it here, which we're going to try soon. It's telling you some of the features and what you can do with it, all right? Uploading materials and stuff, instant insight. Yeah, these are some of the features inside the tool, and quite a number, podcasting and all of that. So let's just go and then see. So you can try it right here. So we're going to click on try NotebookLM. And it will navigate you to where you can now create an account with them, all right? But I already have an account with them, so it just took me straight to my account. This is my account. This is my home, my dashboard on NotebookLM. But I don't want to go through this route. Let me show us another easier route to access NotebookLM. All right, so right here, I just come to my desktop. Now, if you are on Google, you notice this portion in the right top corner. You go to the Google apps. Now, these are where so many fantastic Google apps are that you can use, and it will help you greatly. I use every one of these. That's why you see them at the top list, most of them. And yeah, so you scroll all the way down and you're going to find NotebookLM. Now that's where you find the tool. It's Google's one of Google's models features. All right, so it brings us back to the main page. I just wanted us to see another easier way of going through instead of going through opening multiple tabs on your browser. Okay, so right here at the top, let me just start explaining some of the features. You remember where we can have all of our tools and the settings. You want to ask questions, send feedback to the developers. Maybe you're having glitches and stuff you want to recommend. And we have Discord. Discord is a community, all right, on NotebookLM. Let's check it out. It's a community actually where people, users of this tool, get to meet, connect, share ideas, thoughts. You can ask questions. You can, get support from other users. All right. And but I have not actually connected to this community. I'll have to feed in some information. Yeah. So my name, your date of birth, and then you create the account. All right. So by clicking the create account, you agree to the Discord terms and All right. So that's basically about it. So this is an invitation from this person, user. They invite you. You come and join. So you can see they have about 9,375 online right now. They are active and they have 185,536 members of this, Discord community using this tool. Very fantastic. So you may want to sign up and, be part of this community, and you can share ideas and see how much you can explore and do with NotebookLM. All right. So back to our page. Yeah. So right there, you can change your language. You can change the mode from dark to light. And if I choose light mode, it changes the features. Everything turns bright. Perhaps you are a bright person and all of that. Yeah. But I would rather do the dark mode. That's my preference. Yeah. So by default, it's a light. Okay. The default setting is for the light background. So maybe when you sign up and you see your background is bright, you may be wondering, well, it doesn't look like what I was using. It's just based on my preferences. Okay. All right. So right here, this shows your most recent work, but there's no work here. I have a few, but I cleared my dashboard so that we can start from scratch so you see how some of these things work. All right. And then this just arrange this in either a tile or a listed format. So let's say we can change it. So you see, it's all changed to a tile format, or you can have the larger icons right there. Okay. So featured notebooks, we don't have any. My notebooks, like I rightly said, I have not done any. I have some, but I cleaned my slate clean. All right. So want to have what I want to work with, I just come here, create new notebook, or you can create new from here, or you can create new notebook. So when you have all, it shows you all the other features that are here, and you can see everything. So now these are notebooks that are uploaded here by default, are examples of what others have done. You can take cue from some of these things and begin to build your own notebook. Now, I told you that this is more based on research, work, and presentation. But as a travel agent, you can see this is something that has been done based on travel agents. This is the economics, business feature. And let's look at the business aspect and see what the feature looks like. All right, so these are templates of stuff that people had done already. Now take a look at this. So when you click on, yeah, okay, never mind. We're going to look at that briefly. It brings you to this place where at the side here. Now, how NotebookLM works is that it limits the amount of error you ever get at your work in carrying out your tasks. Why? Because you give it the resources So you connect to your own organizational database, whereby it is going to get the information it's going to work with. Or you can get relevant materials that are in line with what you want to write about, the article you're trying to do, or even making a podcast, right? We're going to see some of those features a little later, so it does not generically go online and source materials and give you answers to your query, but rather it works with what you provided. So it can work from different, feature or different source of materials. You can have Word, Microsoft Word, you can have PDFs, you can have Excel sheets, you can have audio materials and video materials from YouTube or some website or some FTP server. All you need to do is just connect it. So it can read texts from Word, Excel sheets, analyze them. It can pick audio. Now you have an audio, maybe it's a message or a recording in a meeting. It will analyze all of that. And if you have a video that you have also, you can upload it, or it's a YouTube site, you can upload the video, or you can just put up the link here. So it gets all these materials, and whatever you begin to ask it, out of these materials, it put the information together and give you your summary. All right. So think of an academic work that you have. You are in the university and you're writing your project, and you have a whole lot of materials to reference. All right. You want to reference this person, you want to reference that person, and there's so much books. And then when you're in a higher postgraduate learning environment, you do not have your own original idea, but you want to use people's idea, people's project, get the idea, and then build on it. All right. So that's the whole essence. So you want to come up with your own idea, with your own understanding, and come up with something new. This is a perfect tool. So all the books that you want to, summarize, all the books you want to read, you want to have a thought, you can have them also on the left pane right here. This is where you add all the books. So for this report, this is a chart. This is where so this is, you of course, you're going to name it, whatever you want to name it. We're going to see how we will do that from scratch. All right. And then this is earnings report for top 50 corporations. And then 168 sources, April 17th, 2005. This is when this material was put. Now, to just give you a little summary. So you go online or wherever it is, you get some of those materials. Maybe they give you in school or your organization, and you upload them here. We're going to see how we're uploading them. So we can see right here, it's a document. This is a PDF, another document. This is an audio webcast. This is an audio, another audio. Let's see, do we have a video? Yeah, we have another webcast. This is another audio. Yeah, so you can upload as many as you can, right? So now check this out. Okay, so talking about 168 sources that have been up here for use. All right, so when you have that, then you come down here and you want to start interacting with this material. You can type in here whatever question, whatever information you need, and it will give you an output. So talking about earning report for the top 50 corporations, I could ask it questions like, what are the top 5 considerations what are the top 5 considerations to take note of before Okay, so we're talking about earning reports. I haven't chart. Yeah, before selecting an earning plan. Okay, so this is my first query or question. All right, so I'll send this and then it's going to analyze that information for me. So it's going, it actually would have been much. So what is going on right now is it is going through all these materials, both video, whatever they've said, maybe it's a 2-hour video, it summarizes it as an audio, maybe 1 hour, 50 minutes audio. It takes the documents, maybe there are 500 pages document, and out of all this, it reads it. So in the context of these materials, not generically, it doesn't just go online and pick any material. I mean, there are all sorts of materials out there, some contradictory, all right? Some, okay, now, yeah, there's a YouTube webcast here as well. And so it won't work like that. It goes based on the materials you provided it. And so selecting an optimal earning plan requires a comprehensive evaluation of both internal capabilities and prevailing. So you can see, so it gives me the top 5 navigating macroeconomic macroeconomic vol volatility and risk. Earning plan must incorporate, and it goes on. This is the second one, strategic capital plan. Now, notice something. You can see some reference numbers here. You see this is 1, this is 2, this is 10, this is 8, this is 20. Now, what that means is that this information that it just gave you is from the 20th material that you have stored here. So counting from 1 to 20, it's coming from that one. So 1 here is, this information is coming from the first document you have, and it will take you straight up to where it brought it out from. We can see that now. And the next question, thank you so much for good. So this is where that information came off. So it brought that summary from there. Not that it copied and pasted. It's not copying the information there. When you put your cursor here, the information that you get here is like it got that answer that is giving you from that summary. And so some have more, like this one, you have dashes here. There are more. So you can see it's from 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The number 9th document that it curled out that information. So number 9, you can click and see, and you can believe that, oh, it's talking about that point it's raising. Number 8 is similar. Number 7 is similar. Number 6, and all of that. All right. Yeah. So when you see this text, that's what it's talking about. All right. Now, jump to the bottom. It goes all the way until number 56. Yeah. Even at the end, it makes reference to the second document also. So this is the whole idea, all right? Now you can, right here, instead of typing, because it has studied this material, it can give you a suggestion of questions you can type. So what are Berkshire Insurance business? These are the things. It's a report of 50 top 50 corporations, remember? And so Berkshire Insurance business is there. And then so what are their insurance business? It can analyze this information. Who is Novo Nordisk? What is expected, blah, blah, blah. So there are quite a number of queries that you can just pick. So it suggests some of them to you. All right. This is fantastic. And so you make the best of what you want. And okay, so now at the right side, okay, so these are ways that you would prefer the tool to summarize all that information for you. So we have, yeah, you know, the reports that it has generated. In the studio, we have a podcast, or you can make a video presentation. You can have, okay, these are video presentation, how to get the most out of. So these are things that this had already done and saved. You can have uh, a presentation, an overview presentation, and then you can have another podcasts for that learning that it has done. All right. So this is just to show you how or what you are likely to experience when you start using this tool. But meanwhile, let's start from scratch and then see how we can, come up with our own fresh. So let's go on my notebook and then let's start afresh. All right. You can create new, or you can start from here. And then, so it brings you here. It says, all right, upload your files, your sources. What are you working with? So like I told you an example, you can be in a school, an educator. You want to put all the materials you have and build a new curriculum for your school, or you want to have a summary of um, what writers have put together. Maybe you are making a selection of the best materials that you want to have for your school and stuff, or you're making a research, all right? Or maybe you want to make a podcast. You, instead of doing all the research yourself and then going to read and write and then go and make a presentation in a radio station or your recording device, you can have this device do that for you in a fantastic way. Or perhaps you want to just have this thing read, put some mindsets together for you. So instead of you reading, you can just have it read it in a format of people discussing that outcome, and then you listening and knowing how the feel of it is. Okay, so let's okay, now so discover sources. All right, now instead of, you can actually make some discoveries from this tool. It can make you a suggestion of where you can have some of these tools. You can go to the web. So describe what you would want it to get for you. So which topic, what are the topics that you want? All right. So you can have topics like, let me say, marketing in the 21st century, analysis. There we go. So I will submit that, and I wanted to go to the web and get specifically what I want here. All right, I can hit that, and then it will go online and get the sources for me. All right, so these are different materials. So 21st century, search engine optimization versus the PPC, downloading and developing content for niche, mass, blah, 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 future personalization and all of that. So it has all these materials and they are all pointing to marketing in the 21st century. So these are the materials you have. So if you want them, you can import, or if you don't want certain materials, you can uncheck them. You can check, okay, check all sources and stuff like that. And you can uncheck the one you prefer. All right, so let me say I import some of these things. And these are all the materials. It's uploading them. It's adding them. And let's hope and see how that goes now. Sorry, I think my internet is a bit slow this morning, but voila, there we are. So it has uploaded all the materials that I've gotten from the internet, okay, except for one from Mackenzie. So this is a website. You can see that obviously. This is a document, other formats, PDF. And do we have an audio or video from YouTube? No. Right, fine. Okay, so let's learn how to also add. So when you go to that, you can see when you add that page that comes up first, all right? You can click add and then upload rather, and then you can pick it from your own computer or some other places. So let me add from here. I click add. Now it brings us to this same page. You remember we went to discover sources. Let me go there again. We took from the web, describing what we want. Now you remember our search engine optimization promptings. Okay, so you can give it the best description of exactly what you want. You can have just all PDF, or you can have just all videos from YouTube or audio, however you want to put it, all right? Or if you have specific sources, you can outline these sources. Maybe you want some from Forbes, from This Day newspaper, or from some international, or, you can just have that. Now you can use Google Drive, all right? Now, Google Drive will go to a specific drive online, and then you connect it to that drive, and then it has access to the resources there. So this is where your business organization, where you store most of the information, your marketing analysis, your input, and everything for the whole, business year. All right. And so it will go there and get analysis. So perhaps you want to analyze and see how your business has thrived in the past quarter or the past years, maybe the past 5 to 10 years. It can go there, get resources, and analyze everything to tell you your ROI or the implementation. It can give it, with those information, give you strategies on what to do. It can forecast based on the current trends in business, what you should do. It can outline exactly where you got it wrong or right based on the information it has. So, like I said, this is not just some generic sites it goes to. It works with the data you provided for it. Okay? Yeah, so we have gone with web. So if you hit this and then it will now want to take you to, okay, let me not, yeah. So now I want to take you to where you give it access to your drive. So it could be a university, it could be a corporation, it could be a bank, it could be whatever it is. All right, so I go back here. Let's add again. And so let's see if you can add something. Let's see how you can add something. So if you have been attaching a mail, if you have ever sent an email and attached a document before, this is your go-to. So you could just click and then, quite a number of documents here. You could just pick and let me just pick this. Okay, let me just open that then. All right, so it adds it to the documents, although that's basically more on curriculum design, not on what we're talking about. All right, so I just wanted to show you. Okay, now this one is still having issues loading, but it happens, all right? It happens sometimes, but if you reload it, if you know the site and you reload it, it will, okay, all right, so now that's another, that's one way of adding. Let's add again. I click add, and then I go down. So you just scroll with your mouse a little bit down. So you can go to Google Workplace. You can go to your Google Drive. You remember I told you can upload. You can use a link. So if you have a specific link that you want to upload from, fine. You want to get a website to go online and you give it a specific website. YouTube, you can use a YouTube account, or if you want a plain text, now you have a plain document that you want to upload from. You can just copy, maybe it's your project in school. Your supervisor had made their corrections and everything, and they corrected them, and they're on Microsoft Word. You can just go there, copy everything, come to plain text, it will open up, and then you click on paste, and everything will go. So for links, we have website and YouTube. For plain text, you can just click here and drop your copied text. For Google Workspace, you can go to your Google Drive, connect it to your Google Drive, and it has access to all your workings and everything. Google Drive is a massive, I'm sure some of you have used your Google Drive. Some of you have Google Drive accounts, but you don't even know. Most of the things you do on your email, the attachments, the documents on your system and stuff, some of them get stored up in your Google Drive account. Your pictures from your phone, from your device, when you synchronize them, you will find a whole lot of things that you have been saving up there for years. And they have been so generous to have you have 15 gigabyte. Mine has been flagging me a long time ago to delete some items because it's kind of full right now, or I should pay for more account. So what I do most times, I just take down unnecessary things. Sometimes my system just uploads, files that I don't necessarily need to keep. Sometimes even movies that I've downloaded online. I don't need to save movies on my Google Drive, just very confidential documents that I just want to have access to everywhere I go to at any point in time. All right, so let's try YouTube, all right? So let me go to a YouTube page. Let me open up YouTube. Okay. All right. It's opening up YouTube. So pretty slow. Okay, so let me search for marketing strategies. So let me go on marketing strategies. Okay, so 10 marketing strategies. Okay, so let's talk about, let's see what Philip Kotler has. So he's more of an academician talking about marketing strategies. And so we have this as a site. And then, so you copy the link, all right? This is his link. I copy the link, and then I go back to my LM. I click on YouTube, and then I drop the link right here, paste it. Control V on my keyboard. And this is the link, and then I say insert. And it will upload that link. Okay, yeah, so this is it right here. So Philip Kotler marketing strategy. So we have that. So you see how you can upload materials right there. Great. So after that, you can now begin to make your query. Now, what we see right here is this is my heading, 21st century marketing strategy. Now you can have a background image and stuff. Excuse me. Let me see. Emoji. I want to upload. Okay, let me see. So it gives you a brief summary of what you have right here. Okay. And okay, so you can copy the summary if you want, fine. You can copy the note or save it rather, but we have not saved. This is just a summary of what it has given us. So now you can begin to query it. So now you build your own database for the research you want to do. So it is within a space. It's not generic. It's not going outside the scope of what you're doing. So this gives it a narrowed, guidance. It's not going to take, formulate information that doesn't exist. You have constrained it. You have rail guarded it, like we have learned in the other tools. In the other tools like ChatGPT, you would have to rail guard it, maybe telling it, don't do this, don't get source from here, don't do this, get from only this source and stuff like that. But this one makes it more secure for you. So it's going to work with just the materials you have, even though they have a caveat that there might be errors at certain points. So you may need to verify, okay? So you can now say, give me the timeline of online marketing from 1995. Okay, no, let me see, 2020, oops, 2000. From the year 2000 to 2005. 2005, right there. So let's just be a little bit specific, all right? So you hit that button. Now it's going to generate that information for you. Okay. So let's just hang on a little bit for it. Okay, so there we go. So we have, the source provided contextual information regarding the rapid change in online and digital marketing that occurred during the requested time frame, particularly focusing on the rise of relationship, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you the area it's going to focus or work on. And then we have here the radical shift, marketing, rethinking, blah, blah, blah. And then you remember I told you some of these reference numbers takes you to the source, and 2 means it's from the second tool. Right here we have the 21st century. That's from a video here. B2B, business to business lead generation strategies in 2005. So we can see where it's getting its information from, and then it goes all across, all the way down. All right. So now we can have other aspects. Now on the right side of my tool right here, you can have an audio overview. So it's generating a podcast. Now you want to hear 2 people discuss this topic that you're working on. So maybe you can put materials together for your online podcasting. You have a podcasting group. Some of you must have been listening to some of the podcasts made by NotebookLM, and you probably thought they were real human beings, discussing some of these things on radio. Like Spotify, they use some of this podcast, and now you can create your own podcast. Now let's generate an audio overview, and then you will see how that. So with all that I have put together, let's listen to what this audio. So you can see down here, it's generating an overview. It comes back in a few minutes, and it's going to take a while. But while it does that, I also want to just, talk about the others. Now, this is a mind map. It's like a graphical representation. So you see the mind map, logically where it starts from, where it's developed and splits into, and then what are the contents, and then further breaking it down on the same line or lineage based on the analysis that we have right here. Let's also generate a mind map, so it's generating a mind map, so we can see that when it is ready. Reports, you can have this, what you have done. So maybe the purpose of the research work you're doing is for writing a report. Okay, so you can have it presented to you in a report format. You can have it come up with a video overview. This is amazing. This is very powerful. You can have it come up in flashcards format. So it can come out like cards that you can present, flashcard, what it looks like. We have digital flashcard, most especially now. I use some of those in my church when I'm making some little presentation on processes, on what to do, maybe to get someone saved, or to bring someone to church, or to disciple someone to grow in the Christian faith. So I use some of those flashcards, very simple, very small, beautifully colored, with scriptures and then steps and processes to go about some of those things. So you can use them, and you can generate quiz. Maybe you have all your coursework for your student for that semester. And after the notes, you want to generate relative questions that will address the issues you've taught them. So with this, it can come up with the best kind of quiz questions that will be able to stimulate thinking for the students. So this could come in between assignments, tests, exams, and all of that, depending on how you want to build it. All right, so now let's look at this mind map. Let's take a look at it. So I clicked on it, and there you go. So 21st century marketing trends, strategy, and ethics. So this is where it starts, and then it breaks into relationship marketing versus transactional, B2B lead generation. If you remember, these are the points it outlined in a bigger text format. We have digital channels and competition, customer behavior, and tech within this heading or topic that we have. And then when you click on this, it breaks it further. It gives you a broader focus in best practices and bad practice of traditional approach. You click on that, it breaks it even more further. So you see, this is how it works. And then it gives you the content. This is how it breaks the discussion and everything. So you have bad preferences and traditional, and it gives you the content and everything. Keep going and going. And you can click on it. It minimizes, it goes back, get click, and it gives you the content. Let's minimize this. Let's minimize this. And let's have the full screen. So right here, number one here, you can download this. Maybe we're going to try that, but let's see this feature. You can click on this. It minimizes everything back to what it was. It is written right here. You click on it right here, this tool. It opens everything big. Let's open this. Let's download it and see what it looks like. So right here, my page here downloaded, and then I'm going to open it and let's see the image. So this is what it gave us. So if I'd opened all of these branches, I can have the picture. So maybe I just want to focus on one aspect, one dimension. I can just go there, click open, and then it gives us this visual mind map. Isn't this fantastic? All right, so let's go back and then let's minimize this. Okay, let's also, yeah. So it takes us back to our main. So right here, I can see that our podcast has finished converting. Now, based on what we have done, we're going to have two people making discussion on the things we have put together right now. Let's listen to the podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. We've got a really interesting set of sources today, all pointing towards, well, a massive strategic shift in modern business. We're talking about the huge transformation in marketing, moving away from just chasing single transactions, right, and really pivoting towards building these deep, lasting digital relationships. And it's all being supercharged by, well, incredible amounts of data and technology.
That's absolutely right. And I think for you listening in, our mission here is to unpack really two key things. First, there's the foundational strategic change itself, what we call relationship marketing, understanding that philosophical shift. And second, we need to look at the cutting edge tactics, the AI, the hyper personalization, the specialized channels, all the stuff you need to navigate today's really personalized marketplace.
Yeah, the pace of change is just, it's staggering. It seems driven by everything, new media, the internet,
globalization,
intense competition, absolutely. And consumers themselves, they're often wealthier and they just have far higher expectations than they used to.
They want more than just a product.
They really demand an experience, yeah.
And that leads us straight to the core paradox, or maybe the goal of modern marketing. This is a great phrase often used to sell products that don't come back to customers that do.
I like that. It flips the old script.
It really does. It signals that it's not just about the product's quality anymore.
All right. So did you hear that? They are not reading what is written here. Now, just get that. All right. They're not reading the content of what is written here. They're just discussing it. So you hear two people discussing, making another mental engagement to the work you have done, forecasting it, looking at it, giving it insight and thought, deep thoughts, right? So this is some powerful tool that you want to have. So what some people do is maybe they are driving to work or they're jogging in the morning. They just have a couple of documents and files and say, okay, this thing that I have written, let me listen to people share the thoughts. Let me see how what I have done will make sense, people discussing it, and then let me get ideas if I am actually right or wrong. You know, sometimes you have great ideas thoughtfully until you put it on paper, until you hear someone read it at you, then you will see how limited, or you could see how, rich that resource is. So this is what it does. So they could just put it up on NotebookLM, let it give them an audio podcast, and they listen to it while they jog in the morning or while they drive to work, or maybe, when they're trying to rest, when they're doing a great research work, so fantastic. Like what I'm about to start doing right now, because I discovered this tool recently. I want to be running my podcast also online. You can have accounts on Spotify or the various ones you have out there. So my thoughts on the things I am teaching on LearnCore, I can put those resources together and then have these people read, and then I put it up there online, and people could listen and, you know, I mean, they don't have to hear my voice. I don't have to be there. That's one of the tools or one of the advantages we have in this modern, in this 21st century. You don't have to be there. You don't have to do everything. You have tools that can carry out most of this task. So this is where they say humans multitask. This is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You can report. I mean, let's check out report right here. So creating the report, you want to create your own. Is it a briefing document? Is it a study guide? Or is it a blog post? So you decide what kind of report you want it to come up with. Is it a strategic plan you want to give to your organization, to your boss, a white paper, a new concept that you want it to be endorsed and passed, or, passed through the bill, and, a concept explainer, you name it, ladies and gentlemen. And when it gives it out to you, you can actually, yeah, edit it to suit in some things, just make it more specific and personal. So let's see maybe a strategic plan report. And so right there, it's working on that report. So now for the video, before the report comes up, right here, you can actually download it. So when you download it, you upload it on the channel you want. It can be on your phone, it can be on your WhatsApp, or it can be on your Tube player or Spotify. You can share it. I mean, this is amazing. All right. Yeah, so you can alter the speed here, make it read faster or slower, however you feel you deemed it fit. This is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You want to download this app and start making use of it, right? And I mean, it's not just for educators. I mean, every one of us in your place of work, you have one project that you're doing, and stuff like that. I see most people, hey, I mean, it could be a church or ministry. I mean, I used to see 700 Club and Winning Ways and, okay, no, Turning Point, and so many. These are like TV casts. You can have yours just like this. Now, you may think you may not like the voices, but there are other tools. One of the things I'm going to share with us is how you can integrate two or more applications, multiple applications to get a certain outcome or output. So I can come right here and then I'll generate this report. I'll get the voicing and then I'll pick it out from here and put it on another application, and then it gives me an output. Let's see, my report is still generating. For example, let me see. Now, you can have graphic representation. What we have is a mind map right here, but there are other tools that will give you a graphical representation like napkin right here. Let me put that to napkin.ai. Yeah, now this is napkin.ai. All right. It's also a fantastic tool that is, its strength is, okay, let me just go straight to my app right there. I have it right there. Okay. So this is my page. Now, this is a DOM on graphical representation. So when I have this information and stuff, I can just take it to napkin.ai, and then it will give me a report that I may not be able to get from NotebookLM. So it depends on how your mind works. How do you think? How do you synchronize? How do you integrate some of these things to give you your desired outcome? Like I told us earlier, these tools don't give you everything, all right? They have their strength. Some have the capacity of doing a couple of things, all right? But they have their own strength, you know. So just like we have Midjourney, its strength is basically on graphics, video editing, and Cloud, and it has its own like called Cloud and NotebookLM. Now, Cloud is one other tool you want to use for your project work, okay? For those of us who are into um, um, research and writing and academic work. Okay, let me see. All right, so let me copy this tool right here. Okay, now, fantastic. So when you have this work, don't assume now when you work on ChatGPT and some other tools, okay, it synchronizes all across your devices. One of the tools it does is it saves it automatically. You don't save work on ChatGPT. It remains there. Now, these are some of the things you do on presetting. If you remember, we looked at how you can customize it to either save or not save, all right? So right here, you have to save it. If you don't save it and you close this tab, the next time you come, it won't be there anymore. Yeah, it won't be there anymore. So it's advised that you save it, okay? So let's save this project. I've clicked on it, save, and now it is saved. So next time when I come, I'm going to see it as a notebook, all right? I'm going to see it as a note. Yeah, so let me copy this information, and I want to get an output that I can't get from, okay, our report is done. Let's just take a look at it and then, okay. Strategic. All right, so this is the report. Strategic plan integrated business to business generation lead. All right, lead generation program. So 1.0 introduction. So did you see that now? We didn't get that here. This just gave us an output, and then it gives us this outcome right here. 1.0 introduction. Now this is a strategic plan. Guiding philosophy from transaction to relationship. Remember, it is a strategic plan. So it's giving a report on how to go about it. Ladies and gentlemen, you will save yourself tons of work. This is a work that you have companies put up committees of 7 and 8 people to sit down and strategize, and then, you know, pay up hotel bills for them to go spend a couple of nights working day and night, putting their mind strategy, calling people, getting information, you know, getting everybody worked up and stuff. This guy right here will do it for you in a moment of time. You know, I was sharing with some people one time, I went to a meeting at the United Nations building here in Abuja, and then we were meeting for a strategy session. Now, my boss was supposed to be in that meeting, but he had other meetings that he had to, so he sent me to represent him. And so I had not attended the first meeting. So it was a research program, you know, global research programs. So They go around the world collecting data information. So we were selected from our own uh, organizations to come as technocrats to put heads together and then give feedback. And so at the first, 30 to 45 minutes, I was still racking my brain understanding what is going on. And so it got to a time where we have to now engage practically to give in data and information on how our organization is strategically upscaling using the information that they're trying to put up. And I had no prior information about this meeting. I had not thought about it. And so different organizations were taking turns. Some, they came in their numbers, 2, 3, and I was just the only one. I didn't know, I wasn't in the business strategy development unit in my organization. I am from the IT department, so what I did was I just brought up one of these tools. And then I looked up the heading because they had it, on the, we had brochures, so I looked up the brochures and then look at the main thing, look at the heading. I looked at what they needed, and then I just put it up and then wrote for my organization specifically in Nigeria. And then it should give me 5 strategies or ways that they can optimize this thing. Right there, I just hit this thing and it gave me, in a few seconds, it brought up fantastic ideas. It just came up with a, and so when my time came, I, say, okay, yeah, oh, well, I'm alone from this organization. And then, so one of the things we have strategized and we are putting up and we are doing actually in this regard is A, B, C, and I started mentioning. Now, I know those that we have been doing, okay? Now, the app brought some that we have not gone anywhere close because the technology is way out of, from here. So I know those that we can and are actually doing. So I just mentioned them, and it will amaze you. I had one of the best presentations because after the meeting, someone like, that is a very fantastic idea. I've not thought of it like this. I mean, wow, this is great. And, it made a lot of sense. A couple of people just came to share, yeah, well, this organization is doing fantastic in this area. This is what we're talking about, people. Now, if they said that we had that meeting and we go sit down, we're going to spend some days with some people sitting down, brainstorming and talking about a whole lot of things, that. So this is how you make use of these tools, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. So you can see it give a strategic plan already. Look at it, target market definition and all of that. And then it goes all the way talking about the superior ROI and everything. Look at it right there. All right. So you can, recommend a good report. If you say bad report, it's not going to feel bad. It's not going to feel bad. What it's going to do, it's going to refine and make it better, suiting your own kind of personality or stuff. Now, remember, we copied this item right here from the middle. Let me minimize this. Let's go back. So all the works I've done, the transaction and stuff, the podcast, the everything will be saved right here on the right side. So you can make reference to them, when you need to. Now, okay, this is another feature, add note. You may see something that may not capture, but it came into your mind. You want to add note. You can just like, hey, this thing just crossed my mind. Let me just, okay, I kept adding. So it's going to give you add note. So you can give it a heading. Thoughts on plan for next year's strategic plan. So I could just give it like this. And now with this, I could write a whole lot of things. Now I could just leave this note and save it here, or I could convert it to source. What this means, I can add this note. So maybe I have some interesting ideas that just came to my mind that is not here. I can type everything, edit it like text, it's all there. And then I could add it to my source. So if I say convert to source, it adds it to here, to this list right here. It takes this and adds it to this. So if we look for it, somewhere among the list, we could find okay, this link is still not uploading. Not to worry, you can upload failed due to error. I had that, experience one time, so we can remove it. Okay, let me do something. I can copy this and then I'll say delete. Now let me try something. Let me take this down. Okay, cancel, just minimize, just leave the note down there. So let me add that link again. And I'm sure it's going to come. Let's use a website. Or was it a YouTube? No, it's a website. So let's paste URL. All right, welcome back. Sorry, I had a little, network downtime. Okay. All right, so I had to put the network back again. All right, so remember we copied some of these tools. Oops, okay, I guess there's something major wrong with that link. So let's remove the source finally. Yeah, delete it. Okay, great. So let's copy this text and let's see what we can do with it from Napkin. Paste by pasting my text content or by generating text using AI. So we already have our text. So let's just paste it right here. And then right there. So generate visual. Okay. So we want to see a visual representation of the text that we paste. So Napkin, basically, its own strength is visual representation. And that is its power. So it's working on it. There we go. So now, we had a mind map with NotebookLM. We've seen how it works. Fantastic, very great. And it could build all of this. Like I told you, if you want to print this out, you can download the picture and it gives you everything in that sequence. But it doesn't give you this kind of representation. Napkin does a lot of that. And so you can say, choose the marketing approach that best aligns with long-term customer relationship. Traditional marketing, look at how it presented. Relational marketing. Did you see how it's presented some of these things? Now it's just trying to find out, what do you prefer this? Now there are other types. Look at this style. Traditional marketing. Look at how it presented this marketing, this marketing style. That's just one out of quite a number. Let's see the other types it has. Yeah, so we can scroll down and see the different ways and methods. This is one other type. Kind of presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is fantastic. So I'm using two different apps to get what I want. I've got one that have built this for me. You can select what you want and then have Napkin do a great visualization work for you right there. Okay, so just to show us how you can integrate a couple of tools to give you what you want. And so finally, let's take a look at some of the settings here. Now, remember how we configured ChatGPT, customize it to suit our purpose. Now you can, Notebook can customize to work as a virtual research assistant, a personal tutor, a shared knowledge-based help center, and more. So define your conversational style. By default, that's what we get, but learning guide or you can customize it. So customizing is like, these are examples, respond at a PhD student level. You can change that. Suggest different rules, pretend to be a role-playing game ghost and all of that. You can now, so this is where you define and put how it should see you, how it should respond to you as a CEO, as a friend, as a teacher, as a parent, however you want it to serve you. All right. So this is the custom. When you come to custom, you can give it that character and personality. You just have 500 characters, to do that. And then also choose your response length. When it's giving you an output, how do you want it? Maybe you're not that kind of person that likes reading too much or getting too much information. You just go straight to the point. So you can click longer if you like that, but if you want shorter, just give me summary. I don't want too many, but hey, default give you the optimum output it can get. And then when you're done, you can save that and it will now change the way it responds to give you its output. This is amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, I recommend this tool a great deal. You can come here and explore the other things you can do. I told you Discover will give you more options on what or how you can go about it. All right. And so this is what we have for today, for research and academic works, and also business analysis and output presentation. And trust me, there is so much more you can do that I've explained to you right now, right? You can hide this pane by just clicking on that. Same thing here. You can put it out like that, and you can expand it as well for maximum space. And so after the work, you can share it. And this is my personal email. You can send it to notify people, but I'm the owner anyway, so restricted, only people with the access link can, so anyone with the link. So if I save this now, I can share it to everybody on the link, and when you click it, it will give you access to all my work. So imagine you doing this and sending it to your project supervisor or to the research team or whoever it is. Just send the link to them and they have access to your research work without doing a whole great deal. All right, so this is where we end for today. I want to thank you all, for taking time to be part of this learning experience. And more videos are coming for architects, for farmers, for realtors, those are into property. This is also a fantastic tool, I tell you, if you have to learn how to rack your mind. But I'm going to give you the psychology behind how you should think about these things and go about them. All right. Thank you and have a wonderful day.